What's up guys, it's Kristen here today with my May TBR. So 2017 has been like the worst so far for my reading. I've been just DNFing like crazy, not reading as much as I normally do, and I have really not been in the mood to make TBRs. But now I finally feel like I've come back to myself and feeling ambitious again. I don't know why it seems to be when the summer, May hits, that I get really ambitious and read really long books. Last May I started Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. That was like over 1,000 pages. And the book I'm finally deciding to pick up this May will be Bleak House by Charles Dickens. I am so excited for this one. My very brief history with Mr. Dickens. I read A Tale of Two Cities when I was in high school. I did not particularly enjoy it, so I just never picked up another Dickens novel ever again. But I've heard so much praise for Bleak House. I feel like it's considered a little bit more underrated compared to like Great Expectations, but I've heard several people say it is their favorite, including my queen, Donna Tartt. From what I can gather, this is the story of a lawsuit that just seems to be never-ending and somehow goes on for generations and all of the people who are involved in their lives. And it makes me think a little bit of The Trial by Kafka, which I just recently read and fell in love with, because Dickens was kind of criticizing the legal system with its overcomplication and ridiculous bureaucracy. According to Goodreads, it actually spurred a movement that led to legal reforms at the time. Then speaking of Kafka, I am going to finally pick up Metamorphosis. Very excited, did not know it was so tiny. The Trial is more of an actual novel. This clearly looks like more of a short story. I know that it is a story about a man who wakes up one morning and he is turned into some kind of insect or bug. Then I am this close to finishing the last Lord of the Rings book, so of course I need another high fantasy book in my life, and I just downloaded the audiobook for the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. This is the first book in the series. I'm not actually sure how many books. I think it's a trilogy. And I've actually watched people's reviews of this book and had it explained a little bit, but it still doesn't really make any sense to me, so I'm not even going to try to give a synopsis. Elle from Books with Wings said this is one of her favorite audiobooks, and she has not steered me wrong yet, so I'm very excited to start that one. Then for this next one, it's pretty different for me because if you know me at all, I am not a rereader. I don't know why, I wish I was. Honestly, there's only a handful of books that I have ever reread in my life, but I want to get better with that because I think there is a lot to be gained from rereading a book and picking up on the themes. So I'm going to try to reread The Secret History by Donna Tartt. For me to call it my favorite book of all time, I think there definitely has to be some kind of reread ability factor in there. And of course I'm so excited to read it in this beautiful first edition that also happens to be signed by Donna Tartt. But for anybody who does not know, this is essentially a murder mystery, but it is considered a whodunit instead of a whodunit because the book starts with the narrator telling you who he killed and how it happened, what their last words were, and then it flashes back to months before it, and you have to see how it got to that point and why they would end up murdering their friend. Then last but not least, I'm hoping to get to The Master by Colm Toibin. My friend Marie Berg recommended it, and I just went off of that completely. I didn't even know what it was about. But apparently this is actually a novel about the novelist Henry James and his life, kind of in the same vein as The Hours, where he writes it in the style of a Henry James novel as well. I was just about to say that I've never read a Henry James novel, but I did read Daisy Miller because it was one of the Rory Gilmore reading challenge books, and it was very short though. I honestly don't remember much about it, so I can't say I'm an expert on Henry James in any way, shape, or form, but I'm very excited to learn a little bit about his life. So that is it for everything that I hope to get to in the month of May. I don't know, are you guys like me that you feel a little bit more ambitious in the summertime? I think, as I said before, that the summer months really seem to meld together, so I always tend to read really long books in the summer. I am, of course, a little bit nervous about Bleak House, not having a great history with Dickens and it being so long at the same time. I don't think I will finish it in the month of May, but hoping to make a good dent in it, so of course I would love to hear your thoughts about that or any of the other books. Please leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!